Welcome to the baboon hunt. As the sun rises over the South African landscape, the gunfire begins. Why are up to 50 baboons hunted each year? When a shot is fired, who really bears the cost of this conflict? Join us as we explore the complex relationship between invasive species and people in this gripping documentary. In Cape Town, baboons have become a growing menace, with their attacks on both agricultural land and residential areas causing significant problems. These intelligent invasive species are part of a tight-knit social group that has learnt to rummage through trash rather than forage naturally. This has led to environmental pollution, with baboons leaving a trail of waste in urban residential areas. The damage doesn't stop at trash, it also impacts local agriculture. According to the Cape Town Wildlife Conservation Authority, incidents involving baboons cause an estimated $3,500,000 in damage yearly. These attacks destroy crops, threaten livestock, and pose a direct risk to human safety. How much more damage must we endure before we find a solution to protect the people who have to deal with baboons directly? The continued threat of baboon attacks in Cape Town has prompted residents and authorities to look for ways to combat the problem. The city has implemented a virtual fence program which uses GPS tracking technology and predator sounds to keep baboons away. While this high-tech approach has brought some relief, experts warn that it is only a temporary solution and that baboons are highly adaptable. The government has also invested in rehabilitation centres to help baboons reintegrate into the wild, but are these measures enough to prevent future harm? Comment below if your area has adopted this approach and let us know what you think. After implementing temporary solutions, the South African authorities are now preparing for a more direct approach to baboon hunting. The key to success in baboon hunting is accuracy. Hunters must be properly trained in humane shooting techniques. They must be equipped with high-powered rifles, binoculars for observation, and protective gear for safety. Hunters must also keep a safe distance of at least 150 yards to avoid provoking the baboons. In South Africa, baboon hunting is strictly regulated to protect other animals and human property. Hunters are only allowed to shoot a limited number of baboons, no more than 50 per year in designated areas near agricultural fields and residential areas. Importantly, pregnant or lactating females are not allowed to enter to ensure the sustainability of the species. These policies have helped reduce the pollution caused by baboons in cities. Baboon hunting in South Africa is strictly regulated under the National Environmental Management and Biodiversity Act 2004, along with specific regulations from the Cape Nature Provincial Authorities in the Western Cape. When baboons cause serious damage to agriculture and property, or pose a threat to human safety, they may be classified as pests and can be legally hunted. If baboon hunting is in contravention of regulations, the penalties can be severe, including fines of hundreds of dollars, or the revocation of a hunting license. So consider before you go hunting until you have a good understanding of invasive species. Meanwhile, South African farmers and governments continue to refine their approach, incorporating education. This also answers the question of how we can coexist with wildlife that crosses the line from this invasive pest.
Straight down. Wheel.
Can US farmers adopt South Africa's rifle and quota system for wild boar, or will cultural and legal differences complicate such a transition? And as climate change and habitat loss push more species into human spaces, What are your top questions? Comment below. All your questions will be answered in the comments section. We welcome all your comments to improve the quality of the upcoming videos. If you are satisfied with the South African people's baboon hunting, please click the like button. Now, continue watching. Ravenwood, a small village in Louisiana's wetlands, is surrounded by miles of swampland. During flood season, the water levels suddenly rise, forcing alligators from their hiding places to the outskirts of the village. Locals have long told tales of giant alligators stalking and attacking people on their wetlands. But how many of these tales are true? The Ravenwood wetlands, which span more than 100 square miles, are home to nearly 10,000 alligators at the height of the flood season. These animals can grow up to 18 feet long and weigh more than a ton. Every year, the villagers try to protect their land by building underwater fences, but the force of the floods and the strength of the alligators have undermined their efforts. The fences often buckle and break, unable to support the weight of the alligators. From these incidents, in the 1980s, local authorities, along with biologists and hunters, decided to take action. They discovered that flooding created ideal feeding grounds that attracted crocodiles in large numbers. To control the population and reduce the danger, the community began a closely managed crocodile hunt by the authorities. This included trapping and hunting. This effort helped reduce the immediate threat, but it also raised the question of whether this was enough to truly control the growing crocodile population. The alligator hunt begins with the roar of heavy vehicles designed to withstand the conditions of the swamp. Hunters, who are required by law to be at least 18 years old, face harsh conditions as they navigate the waters where many threats lurk. Alligators, often over 18 feet long, are no ordinary prey. Equipped with jaw forces exceeding 3,700 pounds per square inch. Inexperienced hunters risk everything if they underestimate their prey. And this is not acceptable for alligator hunting. Each hunt requires at least 5 people to assist in the hunt. Large, reinforced traps are deployed to target crocodiles. Hunters use ropes to hold their prey, but these methods can fail if the crocodile escapes or struggles violently. To avoid unwanted attacks, hunters must understand crocodile behavior, especially their stealth and speed underwater. Crocodiles attack from below, using the dark depths to ambush their prey with quick lunges. Therefore, hunters must understand this to avoid risks. After capturing the alligator, the hunter quickly covered its eyes to reduce stress and immobilized it by clamping its powerful jaws. This prevented any flailing and attacking at any time, as alligators rely on their eyesight and jaw strength to defend themselves. The successful capture of the alligator marked a victory in controlling the dangerous population in Louisiana. Alligator hunting in the United States has changed significantly over the years. In the mid-20th century, trapping was replaced by gun hunting, which was regulated by the US. Fish and Wildlife Service. In the state of Texas, alligator hunting is now allowed under strict regulations to ensure sustainable alligator populations in lakes and rivers. Hunters are allowed to use .38 caliber rifles to successfully skin alligators. The use of firearms is strictly regulated and hunters must follow FWC mandated methods. Additionally, in Louisiana, it is essential to post warning signs near flood zones during the rainy season. Important reminders to stay away from areas with high alligator activity, especially when rising waters bring the danger closer to home. After the hunt, distributing alligator meat to families in need provides essential nutrition, while ensuring nothing goes to waste. Turn the threat into an opportunity to support those struggling with food insecurity. As the Louisianans tackle alligator threats, another carnivorous predator looms in the northern and western United States: the wolf. Wolves have devastated livestock, particularly sheep in regions like Montana, causing economic losses. In 2021, the sheep farming industry reported significant damage, with nighttime attacks accounting for over 80% of losses. That same year, scientists estimated over 20,000 wolves were born, intensifying the crisis. Female wolves fiercely raise pups, requiring abundant food sources, but declining natural prey forces them to target livestock. Their pack-based hunting behaviours, including calculated, cooperative attacks, magnify the challenges for ranchers, reshaping the landscape of livestock farming. Their roars warn of an impending hunt. This is a signal of the pack's solidarity before they attack. For many years, herders relied on hunting dogs to protect their flocks, but the increasing number of wolves has made this method ineffective. As mother wolves instinctively search for food to feed their young, the survival of the pack is at stake. The relentless cycle has become a direct threat to the herder's economy. How can they fight against such a force of nature? To combat the growing loss of life from wolf attacks, obtaining a hunting license has become an important step. Obtain a legal hunting license through the Montana Department of Fish, Wildlife and Parks. Hunters can purchase hunting guns approved for wolf hunting from licensed firearms dealers, including Bass Pro Shops. Once a hunting license is obtained, it is time for the hunter to focus on preparing the trap for the upcoming hunt. To effectively set a wolf trap, choose a solid base such as a trail. Clear the snow and close the trap with an axe to create a tight hole for the MB750.
Just big enough for that trap, not much bigger, so the more bigger you make it, the more...
Tie a 10-foot chain to a tree, or use a medium-sized object to control the wolf's movements. Carefully set the trap with even pressure, rolling your hand away from the ground for safety.
And then I lay that trap right perfectly into the hole, just that sets about like that, make sure it's nice and solid and level. Now this is an old school trap.
Camouflage the trap with fresh soft snow to blend in with the surrounding environment. Wolves are intelligent and cautious predators with good senses and can detect disturbances. Regularly check to ensure the trap is working properly. One wrong move when setting a trap can allow a wolf to escape and disappear into the wild. That's why hunters are warned to check their traps at least twice a day. The stakes are high. When hunters collect traps, they must be vigilant, as the traps are designed to open and close quickly, so hunters must pay close attention to safety. This careful process has helped Montana hunters manage their wolf population. Reports show that this vigilance has kept hunts within the state's safe limits, with the number of wolves allowed to be hunted each year typically being between 200 and 400 during a specific period from January to March. In areas like Alaska and the Pacific Northwest, the illegal trade in fake wolf fur has become a serious problem.
We're going to look at the start. We're going to pick up the animal and check to see how well.
Big heavy part right here in the shoulder. Okay. Typically,
Hunters are required to report the number of wolf pelts they harvest to the government to ensure the authenticity of the furs.
his belly, the hide, and his head. This one here is pretty good. He's dark.
The proliferation of fake fur products has disrupted the market and endangered wildlife conservation efforts.
Weeks, actually. That coyote right there was probably,
I'm gonna give it to you. That's a big coyote. Good.
yeah.
Good sized dog.
Real wolf fur is valuable in high-end clothing and accessories, but the fake fur trade undermines the economy. The increasingly fierce confrontation between humans and nature is not limited to predators. Now another threat is emerging: the European starling. These invasive birds, with their numbers exploding to over 200 million, are wreaking havoc across farms, fields and cities. And their aggressive behavior is disrupting ecosystems and pushing native species to the brink of extinction. Flocks of starlings that invade cities can create a major nuisance, resulting in a build-up of droppings, constant noise and unpleasant odors. They often seek shelter on rooftops, negatively impacting the living environment of residents. Hunters are now taking action to control numbers before the damage becomes irreparable. In the United States, hunters targeting European starlings use strategies such as decoys and distress calls to attract the birds, especially on farms where they cause damage to crops. Hunting of these invasive species is legal in most states, but regulations vary. Hunting seasons typically run from fall to early spring, with no population limits in many areas, but hunters must follow local laws. In some states, starlings must be hunted during designated seasons, and hunting outside of these guidelines can result in penalties. If hunted improperly, it can disrupt local ecosystems, threaten native bird populations, and lead to environmental imbalances. As hunters, we have a responsibility to protect the habitats we value. What are your thoughts on hunting and the pests that directly impact the lives of Americans? Do you believe this approach helps protect our habitats while minimizing disruption? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching and stay tuned for more great hunting content. The footage captured by cameras shows the severity of deer attacks in residential areas in the UK, especially in Scotland. According to statistics, the UK currently has around 2 million deer, with about 400,000 in Scotland. As their population grows, deer are increasingly encroaching on urban areas for food, leading to numerous attacks on homes, schools, and shops. In 2018 alone, more than 150 incidents of deer attacking buildings were reported, often occurring in winter when they wander into residential areas.
Nathan?
they attack glass windows out of fear, mistaking their reflections for rivals. It is estimated that the average damage caused by deer in Scotland amounts to around $1.2 million annually, impacting both infrastructure and the lives of residents. In the UK, the deer hunting season is from 1st October to 31st December each year. Hunters must have a valid license issued by the Wildlife Management Authority, and only those aged 18 or over are eligible to apply for a license. Not all deer species are allowed to be hunted. Red deer and elk can be hunted, while white deer are protected and cannot be hunted. In terms of numbers, each license allows for a maximum of 120 deer to be hunted per season. Areas where hunting is permitted include the New Forest and Sherwood Forest, while areas where hunting is prohibited include the Lake District and the Peak District. But hunters must strictly adhere to these regulations to ensure their safety and avoid confiscation of their licenses.
Nice.
Scotland is famous for its mountainous and densely forested areas, which create ideal conditions for deer hunting. Many areas are up to 3,000 feet high with trails and rocks that make it difficult for hunters to travel. Therefore, they need to carefully study the terrain map to determine a safe route and avoid areas that are prone to accidents. Hunting in groups not only provides safety, but also provides an opportunity to support each other in case of trouble. At least 3 to 4 people should move together, maintaining close distance for easy communication. This will help hunters coordinate more effectively in tracking and ambushing deer. Weather conditions, with temperatures that can drop to 20 degrees in the winter, require hunters to use rifles from 270 to 3006 calibers, with scopes with magnifications ranging from 8x to 10x to identify targets from a distance. Heavy rains can wet the ground and make movement more difficult, while strong winds can reduce the ability to hear deer in the brush. Using high-quality binoculars allows hunters to observe deer without getting too close, reducing unwanted situations. Deer hunting should be carried out in an organized manner and by wildlife management regulations. Respect for the environment and animals includes keeping clean, not littering, and only hunting healthy deer. Strict regulations have helped the city of Richmond in the UK significantly reduce deer attacks on its residential areas, with losses reduced by up to 40%. After the hunt is completed, the hunter is responsible for collecting the deer to ensure control and prevent illegal hunting. Illegal hunting is punishable by fines of up to $10,000 and may result in imprisonment. Hunters should avoid overhunting to protect wildlife resources.
Good shot.
In addition, illegal trading deer antlers for personal use must also be prevented to maintain ecosystem sustainability. In addition to the information we provide above, hunters must be responsible for their hunting and keep up to date with the latest information on deer hunting in Scotland on the Scottish Natural Heritage SNH website. By April 2024, deer hunting in Scotland will be subject to several changes, so hunters should keep an eye out. That's all the information about deer hunting in Scotland, England. If you find this information useful for you, please comment number 1. If you have any comments, please respond in the comments section so we can answer. Don't forget to click the like button and subscribe to the channel to update the latest news about hunting activities of the countries. Please continue to follow. Now Texas has some unique regulations when it comes to hunting these invasive species. If you hunt on private land with the landowner's permission, you can hunt them year-round and don't need a license. But with great freedom comes great responsibility. Always know your target and make sure you know what's off limits. Neches River, WMA and Sam Houston National Forest allow hunting during designated seasons. Let's talk about weapons. When it comes to hunting wild boars, rifles are the weapon of choice for most hunters. The Remington 700 is a popular choice due to its accuracy and stopping power. Hunters also use thermal scopes and night vision devices to track wild boars at night when they are most active. Well, wild boars are nocturnal invasive species, making them harder to spot during the day. With the ability to detect heat signatures from up to 1,000 yards, these tools are essential for tracking boars in the dark, especially when you're hunting in the vast Texas brush, which stretches across 268,596 square miles. You need precision, and this technology gives you the edge. What do you think, is using thermal scopes to track wild boars in the dark a breakthrough, or does it give hunters too much of an advantage? Share your thoughts in the comments. In Texas, you can use rifles, crossbows, and even helicopters for wild boar hunting. Helicopter hunting, a popular method in southeast Texas, allows hunters to cover large areas of land quickly. It's not uncommon for hunters to take out between 20 to 30 boars in a single flight. But Helicopter hunting isn't without controversy. It's expensive, with each hunt costing anywhere from $2,000 to $5,000, depending on the company and the duration of the hunt. Did you know? The population of wild boars is estimated to grow by 20 to 25% each year, which means hunting efforts need to ramp up even more. In 2025, Texas is expected to adjust its wild boar hunting policies. A proposal is on the table to increase regulations on helicopter hunting due to concerns about the environmental impact. This could include real-time updates of boar locations through tracking collars or the GPS devices on captured boars. On one hand, some hunters argue that new technology is the only way to deal with the explosive growth of invasive species. On the other hand, some critics argue that the use of drones and thermal scopes gives hunters too much of an advantage, making hunting unfair. The debate is ongoing. What do you think? Is it time for a change, or should we stick to the basics? Comment and let's settle this once and for all. Or new hunting techniques that could completely change the game. You won't want to miss it, so make sure to like. We'll see you again in the next episode.
These approaches have been great at stopping the spread of some invasive species. Got any ideas for even better solutions? Drop your thoughts in the comments so we can all dive into it together. Thanks for sticking around and watching the whole video. If you liked it, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And hey, be sure to tell your friends about us too so they can check it out. Bye and see you in the next video.